I did enjoy SuperSpec Rallycross for a few hours, but it felt like it needed more content and there wasn't much left to do after completing the Grand Prix unless you enjoy chasing global leaderboard times. The Grand Prix section has 12 cars to unlock as you progress through the circuits, but these cars cannot be upgraded as far as I could tell and are all identical in power, so these are for a change in aesthetics only. There are 20 circuits to race on in total in the championship, divided by 5 days and 4 different races on each day. The races don't take very long to complete at all, and it feels quite frantic. If you make a mistake, it is difficult to get back to the pack as the race isn't long enough to make any time up. Cars don't sustain any damage, and it is an acceptable tactic just to smash into them whilst you're going around corners to gain an advantage. Collisions feel very odd and almost like the cars are made of rubber, the way they bounce around. Personally, I didn't particularly like the feel of drifting around corners. It didn't feel very smooth, and any braking allows the pack to overtake you, so it's just a case of putting your foot down and keeping it down most of the time. Going off the track like onto the grass penalises you heavily on straights and your car slows down, but you can slide across grass on corners as a good way to make an advantage for yourself. There are various obstacles around the track to prevent you from cutting corners. Some are made of stone, not very safe, and stop you in your tracks, whilst rubber tyres can actually give you an advantage when you bounce off them, almost giving you a speed boost in the process. Each track will have a joker route which adds a bit of tactical thinking to proceedings. The alternative route can either be a shortcut and gain you loads of time, or it is a longer route and sets you back a little. Every car is required to take this alternative route only once during the race, although it can be missed or even repeated at the cost of a penalty point, so you can use that to your advantage in certain situations. There is also a bonus point for the fastest lap in each race. When you first start playing the Grand Prix mode, you have to finish first on each day to unlock the next day, but once you have unlocked all the tracks, they will stay unlocked. This caused a little confusion for me whilst chasing the achievements. There are 3 difficulty levels and achievements for winning the championship on each difficulty. I won the championship on the easy difficulty, but when you play on the next difficulty, the tracks are all unlocked, and unless you play the championship from start to finish in one sitting, it is difficult to know where you were in the championship. I quit the game halfway through a season and came back, only to be confused as to what was the next race in that championship I had started. I thought I had won every day on that difficulty, but did not get the achievement, so there's either something wrong there or that needs to be redesigned to make it less confusing. 20 tracks is quite generous, but it doesn't take long to complete them, as at most you will only race 5 short laps. There are different terrains like asphalt, mud areas and on snow, and I did see a little difference in handling on these different road conditions. There is no nitro boost or advantage at the start line if you time the lights well, and there's also no pit stops. In the single race, this mode allows you to play any of the 20 circuits against AI opposition, but it is only one race and afterwards you are thrown back to the main menu. I suppose it is good for practicing the tracks, but otherwise I see little point in this mode. Time trial can be fun if you enjoy competing on leaderboards and racing against your fastest lap ghost. There are friends and global leaderboards for each of the 20 tracks, but it only caters for 5 places, and currently there is an error on the friends leaderboard because it mirrors the exact position of your global leaderboard finishing position. Instead of racing your ghost indefinitely until you've had enough, you are only allowed to race against your ghost for 4 laps, so this adds a bit of urgency to the mode. I don't like the way you are thrown back to the menu after you finish the last lap, not even giving you a chance to see the leaderboard and have another go. Annoyingly, you have to go back into the mode and find the track if you want to repeat your attempt. Split screen allows you to play with up to 4 other players locally on the same track, where the screen is split into 4. There is no online racing, unfortunately. This mode will also benefit from having a tournament where you race laps individually on one full screen and competed against lap times perhaps. SuperSpec Rallycross is a fun racer, but it lacks a bit of content currently. mainly because it has no online racing and because the races are so short, the Grand Prix mode feels like it is over too quickly. If you already own Circuit Superstars, you probably think this is a little inferior, but it does provide a different experience and is worth a look. If you don't own Circuit Superstars, I'd recommend buying that one over this one currently. Okay, that's it for another review. If you did enjoy this video, please leave a like and a comment, and I'll see you next time.